All right, guys, welcome May. We are talking about money. We're talking about manifesting. We're talking about momentum and creating the energy of enthusiasm to go into the month to carry us through May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and all the things that we are creating together. And at the end of the day, it has to come from somewhere. We have to create it within. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to get right into this. And I will need someone. I always verify that someone can see before I get started. Okay, so let me know, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Awesome, thank you, thank you. All right, so May, we are getting into momentum, but also understanding that our energy is magnetic. So it's not just about us being in momentum all alone. It's about sharing that magic. It's about sharing that force with other people so that they can feel it. They can get into momentum themselves. So how do we manifest money? Good news for you. I have literally been studying this for 10 years. I love manifesting. I love talking about it. I love doing it in my own life. And now we're going to start to talk about it here. So day one, we kind of got started with creating the awareness. We are rewiring our mindset for a new possibility, new wealth, new health, new customers, new business opportunities, all kinds of new things. But that comes from rewiring first. And then we talked about shifting, right? As we rewire, we are now turning that boat that went in one direction for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Now we're starting to turn that boat into a new direction. So we are shifting our momentum. So today we're going to talk about manifesting, which is really going to put it all together. And the key to manifesting and the biggest misconception of manifesting is there's a gap. There is a gap between where you are and where you want to be. Let me put this in presentation mode. Make it even more powerful. So there's where you are today, and then there's where you want to be. And there are some very logical steps to get there. But what is preventing it from coming is the need to be right. So I'm going to give all of you guys permission to be wrong for at least 2 years. Just be wrong and just don't need to justify yourself, to justify the business, to justify your position, to talk about anything that justifies your position. What you're doing is you're defending yourself. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? Well, what about this? Well, what about this? It's your need to be right that is keeping the gap. Okay, so what are we telling ourselves the right story? Are we telling ourselves the right story? And are you telling people the right story? Are you telling your customers the right story? Are you telling your friends the right story? Are you telling people on your team the right story? So we're going to talk about vision. And when I was new to this, vision was not a concept. I was very much a employee and I had a boss and I did the thing and I got a paycheck. There wasn't this vision, but I can recognize that there was visions and things I created on my own. I planned weddings, I booked vacations. Then my imagination and my vision started to kind of come into existence. But as an employee, actually I wasn't allowed to have vision because my ideas sometimes went against the company. So what happens is we don't really share our visions, or we just stopped visioning altogether. So what problems are in the gap that you can start with new stories, right? We talked yesterday about the stories and the gap and that there's just problems. Right? From where you are today to where you want to go, a business of X amount of dollars and all these customers and your content going viral maybe or whatever you're manifesting is just problems. We just have to solve those problems to get the new result. So I'm going to give you permission to developing the art of lying to yourself. You're gonna start to lie and it's gonna be okay. Okay, you're gonna try this idea on for yourself and see if it works, okay? One that's not true, but you can feel infinite spirit listening. That's the factor. That's the magic. That's the faith. That's the God. That's understanding that there is something helping you that you might not see, you might not feel, and you might not understand. That is possibility. And that possibility is in your gap. And we got to allow that possibility to come through by thinking less and acting more. So we also need to secure the lie. When you start to develop this lie into the future self of you, you're gonna have to start to get obsessed with new information. These are books that I have personally read. I continue to read. You can Google and see that pretty much every entrepreneur out there studies these. We don't just read them and check them off a box. We study them, right? So you want to start every single day with at least 30 minutes of a growth book, minimum 30 minutes, okay? As a Man Thinketh, the Magic in Believing, Psycho-Cybernetics, The Greatest Secrets of the World, and The Science of Getting Rich are definitely the top foundational books. You're going to tell a lie and you need to secure it. This is going to allow you to believe that you're not the only person that's creating a new version of yourself, right? It's like you're in a cocoon, you're giving yourself permission, if you guys could mute please, to become a butterfly, but the butterfly gets out of the cocoon by constantly flapping its wings until it's out. That's a muscle flexed. So if we are not reading, we are not flexing that new muscle. But the new version of you, depending on how big you want to build your business, you're going to need to read. So this has got to be part of your daily habit. We are securing the lie. Now, am I really going to be one of those people who are always positive that I used to make fun of? You might make fun of people that are always happy and always positive. I literally have a friend that cannot take me more than like once a week. She tells me that, like, I can't handle your energy more than like once a week. I'm like, that's cool, because you're Debbie Downer. I can't really handle yours either. Yes, when you are happy and you are solving problems, you become a magnet for people that are like, how do I do that? If you're rejecting that because of acceptance, you've got to allow yourself to be a magnet for love, a magnet for health, a magnet for money, a magnet for new friendships, a magnet for new vacations. It's going to come to you as you allow yourself to do the work that we're about to talk about. So this is going to open you up to possibilities that you will start to see. Maybe we haven't seen them until now, but that's okay. We are opening up our brains and our awareness for new possibilities. Now, I have a question for you, and I want you to answer honestly in the chat. Would you drive 3 hours to sell a $15 product that would make you $5? Would you drive 3 hours to sell a $15 product that would only make you $5? I want to see answers in the chat before I click on the next page. Now, we can look at these a lot of different ways. How much is it going to cost in gas? How much is it going to cost in time, right? Our brain is going to start to go crazy. Survival mode is going crazy right now. Can I afford it? All the things. Would you drive 3 hours? And there's no judgment. I wouldn't until I learned of this story. So my answer is no. Would you drive 3 hours to sell a $15 product that'll make you $5? Well, someone decided to. And it was in snow. And what he did was make decisions along the way. He thought he was just delivering to a customer. This one decision to drive there because he needed the customer made him $100,000 in the next year because the person asked about his business and joined. So we make decisions sometimes based on where we are today, but not where we could take someone else tomorrow. So before he went on the drive, he made some decisions. He secured a new belief system. He decided he would go. He decided if he got there before noon that the guy would offer to take him to lunch out of appreciation. He decided that if he took him to lunch, he would share the opportunity with his customer. He decided to share the opportunity in a way the customer would believe it. He signed up 3 more people like this over the next 12 months, all of them making him over $100,000. We don't need everyone. We just need the blue M&Ms. So let's talk about filling in the gap. It's not just your goals all alone. It's not just your vision all alone. It's not self-motivation. It's all 3 of them together is going to fill the gap. Your vision is going to pull you forward. Your goals are going to pull you forward. Self-motivation, that's on you, boo. And that is going to fill the gap. So look at your current results right now. And I just wrote customers, builders, and income. It could be totally different for you. But look at your current results right now. Your vision is what you have a tendency to do. Right now, today, your vision is what you have a tendency to do. If you wrote it out, if you studied it, if you created a vision board for it, put some music behind it, made it a really cool slideshow, would you continue doing your tendencies? Hopefully that scares us enough to go, holy crap. No, I wouldn't. So that should be scary enough for you to want to change it. We are always motivated, 24/7, 365, we are motivated. We're either motivated to keep the status quo, we're motivated to move towards our goals, or we are motivated to sabotage. But we are always motivated. So we have this thing called infinite spirit, faith, guidance, trust, God, Son, wherever you get it from. But infinite spirit works 24/7 while you are paying attention. So infinite spirit is looking over your jars, wondering what's going on. Infinite spirit follows you. Customers, builders, income. You are the leader of infinite spirit. So I trust by now you understand that you can make up stories all day long in your head. You already are. The status quo is a story. The tendencies that we have are stories. We are telling our stories over and over, 24/7, 365, whether we're paying attention to them or they're running on default, because it's who we've been. So choosing what to think 24 hours a day is a new opportunity. Every moment of every day. So we can choose to dwell on our new vision, or we could choose to dwell on our old vision. And you can influence your thoughts while you sleep by what you watch before bed. If you're scrolling before bed, if you're listening to something during sleep, or if you're creating, I do headsets when Austin watches Disney, and I've got motivational stuff right before bed to make sure that I am continuing to reprogram 45 years of stuff. So if we had these physical jars and your old vision is vinegar and your new vision is oil, you could physically pour both, right? But you're going to get either the result of the vinegar or the result of the oil. And the only thing that you have to work on is what you think about. Now, your conscious mind is going to call you a liar. Your conscious isn't in control, your subconscious is. Infinite intelligence is waiting for directions. That's in control. You don't worry about the conscious mind. It's the subconscious mind that's either sabotaging you or pulling you forward. And that's the end of my slide for today. So this was the last day of kind of our 3-step momentum marketing in May. So what I'd like to do is just open it up for, hopefully you guys are doing your homework, because the work, what we do is 10%. It's 90% on what we're thinking about what we're doing that's pulling in new thoughts. that's pulling in new awarenesses, new opportunities, all kinds of new things. Within your homework, you guys are starting to realize old thoughts, old habits, old ways of doing things that are not working, which is the definition of insanity. So we're pretty much all insane. Good news. But I just gave you the formula to get out of it.
So Jen, out of those books that you listed, what would be, do you have one that you would suggest that would be a good one to start with? Or did you put them in the order that we would start with?
No, I would, man, they are all so good. I will tell you, The Science of Getting Rich, I listen to about every 90 days now, and it's 2 hours on YouTube. You can go on one long walk and get it done in a day or 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
I'll tell you from my own experience, when I first read it, I didn't understand it because it calls God formless stuff. It uses logical words for the person that's not faith-based, but they're science-based. Because even science agrees that a big bang is a big bang, right?
Right.
We all actually believe in the same idea. Some of us just took ideas and monetized them, right? And that's a church. So it's God is a God, but in the book it calls it formless stuff. And it did take me a minute to be like, what the hell is he talking about? And I don't call God God like that. So that part took me a minute. Once I recognized that he was talking about like the spirit side, like the unseen, then I was way more like, oh, I got this. Okay, I know what he's talking about. It's these are all masculine. These are all written by men. By the way, we need to become authors. There's way too much masculine, in my opinion, toxicity in this business. But psycho-cybernetics, hands down. Psycho-cybernetics, hands down, is another one I read a few times a year. I have a physical copy. I listen to it, and he's a plastic surgeon. So he really comes from the understanding that someone can pay for a nose job or have a deformity and come out of the operating room looking perfect, but they still see the deformity. And so it brings the psychological component to life based on truly who we think we are, rather than allowing us to change, allowing us to become a better version of ourselves out of the fear that we will be rejected by our families. Because it's in Think and Grow Rich, it's the fear of rejection. So those two by far. The other ones they're all pretty quick reads. Psycho-Cybernetics is a little bit of a thicker book, but brilliant book. And they're all fantastic. I don't read Think and Grow Rich anymore. I think it keeps people stuck. It's not Think and Grow Rich, it's Act and Grow Rich. So I used to teach it as a mastermind too. So that's saying a lot.
There you go. There's your next book.
Actually, Chat and I are working on something. Thank you.
Yes.
I am working on something. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions, that is literally the end of Momentum in May. And I hope to see all. Yeah, please.
I just have one question. I got my Melaleuca delivery today with my 90-day reset, cortisol reset stuff. Do you recommend that I do that opening live on Facebook or something? Or
Absolutely.
yeah, okay.
Yes.
I was just curious. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys, then you all may pop off. I'll have a schedule for next week, although I will be in Utah from Wednesday on, so we'll probably do one call on Tuesday, and I'm probably going to not shut school down, I'll be in school, but I will not be available for these calls next week. But I'll be bringing you guys all kinds of information from Utah.
I can't wait. I wanted to make it, but next year I will be there.
There's also, I was looking in the back office. They're basically like a regional. There are a few times a year. There's one in Texas I'm thinking about going to because I know a lot of people in Texas. And there's enough time to plan. It's like a 4 hour event. It's not all day. It's not really long. They feed you. Like the one in Arizona was by far the best I'd ever been to out of all the companies I've ever done anything with. If that's something you can do, it's worth it because you meet people from the field. That's where I learned of that woman that has been here 6.5 years, made $6.5 million. There was another one that quit network marketing and made $5,000 in her first month. So, and you get to meet these people and it secures your belief that you are in the right place. Without it, it's very difficult to believe. I'll tell you guys a story really quick. When I built Renatus, which was my first real estate company, all I saw was a group of people, and we were small. We were like 7 or 8 people that had paid the 20 grand. Now, I had been to seminars, I had spent money, I had done real estate. So the belief in what I was buying was already there. But the belief in the company was a little like, what? Everything was online. We had this small little group, and we were all inviting people to the group, right? And I didn't get it though. I didn't what they call catch the vision. I didn't catch the vision. And I couldn't understand why it didn't seem like we were plugged in to what everybody else was doing. Because my mentor was a black sheep in the company. He did things differently. And the company, even though he made a ton of money, and what he did was, now the company has actually adopted his model, but he was the first one to do it. And so there was just like this backstory, and because of the distrust, we didn't as a community, we didn't understand it, right? We were very codependent on our leader. And when I went to my first regionals and I met the names of the people I had heard about, right? This is Scott Rowe, and this is so-and-so, and this is so-and-so. It was also the same. I invited someone to that event, which was my first $10,000 paycheck. And that's when I was like, this is bigger than I've been sold, because I was only being sold what my mentor had sold me. Now I'm around all of these people that are making, my mentor was making like 20 grand a month, which for me was amazing. But now I'm around people making 30, 40, 50, $60,000 a month going, oh, I'm thinking way too small. So these events allow you to open up your awareness, and you hear things from other people, not just me or someone else on the team, but you hear other people and you're like, oh, this is like, it cements in the belief of what you're doing and where you're going. And without that, it's just harder. I'm not gonna lie, it's harder without that. Would you, Chris, do you think you would have stayed in secret as long as you did if you would have never gone to a training? Honestly?
I loved their trainings. They were amazing. They really got you excited and pumped up about stuff. I would still be in secret if they wouldn't have got rid of their nutritional products. Because
if you never went to a training.
Yeah, no, I agree that the trainings did keep me in longer. Yes.
They're really, really important. So anyway, I just saw in the back office there's some regional ones, and I thought, well, if my team, because some of you guys are really new, Utah might be, just the wrong timing, whatever. But even the sub teams allow you to create connections and meet other people that are doing it, and secure your belief that this is true. It's not just 20 women building a business. It's like, oh, there are actually hundreds of thousands of people building.
Okay, I'll take a look at those.
Perfect. Okay, guys. Then you guys can hop off and have a phenomenal day. And I will see you guys, some of you, next week.
Hey, Jen.
Yeah.
In the calendar on school, you have a call for tomorrow too for
I'm gonna
the
do
May
an
Momentum.
interview. I'm waiting for 2 people to get back to me to see if I can interview them. So I don't have information yet. But yeah, there is a call tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
There is a call
Okay, I wanted to
tomorrow.
make sure.
If I can't find someone to interview, it'll be a bonus training, but I'm looking for someone to interview that's had some success.
Awesome. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you can pop off. Have a great day.
Talk to you in a little bit, Jen.
Yeah, are you